Come with me now to make delicious banana and blueberry pancakes together this morning. First of all, if you are expecting exact measurements in this recipe, I do not have them. I do everything by eye, but the results are delicious, so trust me. We need bananas, ripe bananas, as ripe as possible because that makes them sweeter. I use this pancake flour from Corona. I like it because it has no extra sugar. In fact, it only has 3 grams of sugar, so I think it is perfect. We also need lactose-free milk, blueberries, and 1 egg. Then with these ingredients, we can make a simple tasty batter that turns out really delicious every time. First, mash the 2 bananas in your bowl. I like a strong banana flavor, which is why I use 2 bananas here. But if you prefer a milder taste, just use 1 banana instead for this recipe. And with a fork, I will mash them until they become like puree. It should look like this, literally like baby food. But I like to leave a few small pieces to bring out the flavor more. Once I have the banana mashed, I add the whole egg and mix everything together until it is smooth and well combined. It should look like this. Now I'm adding the flour. I really like to keep things simple, and I already have pancake flour on hand. This is the best one I've tried because the others contain oats, and honestly, oats and I do not get along very well. Still, you can make it with any flour you want. I just love this one because the pancakes always come out so soft, fluffy, and delicious. I like the Coro one. I add it little by little until it becomes quite thick, so it only needs a small splash of milk. I'll show you now. Once everything is well mixed and the batter is very thick, that is when I add the milk. I pour it in gradually, so I do not add too much. First, I add a small splash, then I keep mixing until it reaches the texture I want. It should look like this, not too runny and not too thick. The little lumps are from the banana. That is exactly how I want it, because the batter stays thick, but still easy to mix and pour. Smooth enough overall. Once it looks like this, I add the blueberries. To cook them, I let the stove heat up a bit before adding the butter. Well, it is margarine. Before my dad sees this video, it is not butter. It is margarine, but I just call it butter now. This is the one I use, Mavisa. I know it is not the healthiest thing in the world, but it is very tasty, very tasty. Once it's hot, I take a little bit of butter, just like this, with a spoon and let it melt right there in the pan. After that, I add the batter and let it cook from there. I like this little pan because it has exact measurements, so all the pieces turn out almost the same size, and I really like that. I keep it on the heat until bubbles start appearing all over the surface. I prefer to cover it with lids that are bigger than the pan, not the same size, so the steam can escape somewhere. Otherwise, the lid fills with water, and when I lift it off, it drips, and I do not like that. So I prefer a larger lid, which helps the top cook a little faster and more evenly too, without any dripping. Another thing I noticed is that when you cover them, after about 30 seconds or so, they puff up more and become thicker. When you leave them uncovered, they stay flat. I do not know whether you noticed that when I first put it on, it was flat, and here you can see that it is already puffed up. Once I see it has puffed up, I remove the lid so the bubbles I mentioned can start appearing because it is already golden around the sides, which means it is ready for that next step, and the texture is improving nicely. And it also comes off the pan by itself, so when it is loose, I know it is time to flip it right over. Ah, how nice. I really like when they turn out golden like this because all this edge tastes like delicious butter, delicious, 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 and it also adds more flavor, so I really like them golden like this. That is it. So I am going to flip it so you can see how golden it is on the back. It looks so nice, and once it looks like this, I take it out. I will place them all on a small plate and then tell you how many I get because I do not know. I do the same with all the batter, and with each pancake I take out, that is before making the next one, I add a little more butter again. I've got 3 of them here. Just look how fluffy they are. They're really delicious, and my friends can confirm it because they always ask me to make pancakes for them. Tell me which other recipe you want me to show next. Bye for now.